really enjoyable game at the Emirates for pretty much everybody except Arsenal fans. Manchester United definitely played their part in that, and we will talk about them shortly. But it's just 2 points in the last 9 now for Arsenal. If Arsenal fans are starting to get nervous, how concerned should they be, Wayne?
Yeah, I think they should be concerned because I think over the last few seasons, Arsenal have been in some really good positions, and the fans, they've seen this happen before. So, you know, these bad memories are coming back. And I think over the last 3 games, picking up 2 points will be a concern for not just the fans, but the players and the manager.
I actually think it will give them a jolt, a gentle reminder they're not going to have it all their own way. I don't fear for them as much as Wayne maybe. And I have to say, they came up against the Manchester United team today. Brilliant performance. Their top players all played well. Although it pains me to say it. They did. They played really, really well. And sometimes if you're not quite out and you come up against a side who are banging form, you lose. And they can't win every week. They're going to have these little blips along the way. But I think they'll bounce back.
They did start really well, though, Arsenal. So what changed, Wayne? Yeah,
Arsenal started the game really well, and I think from there they maybe got a little bit complacent. So if attacked Manchester United and allowed them back in the game, and ultimately they've lost the game because of it.
That safety plan from Arsenal, is that sort of playing into the fact that they aren't getting these goals from open play, Danny? Because when Arsenal do well, we praise them for how effective they are from set pieces. When they don't do so well, we look at the fact that they can't really score from open play. They're as low down as 17th in terms of the percentage of goals that come from open play. Is that a worry for you, do you think?
It's becoming more of a concern. I mean, I don't think Wayne...
Even though they're second for goals scored overall in the Premier League?
Yeah, but they're so heavily reliant on set plays. I don't think Wayne or I realised they were 17th in open play, and they've spent a lot of money on players to supplement what's already a good forward line. Nobody's won the Premier League with a goal scorer who hasn't got 13 goals. I think it was Man City and Chelsea, Gundogan and Lampard in years gone by. They've got Gyökeres and Trossard with 5. Now, they might break this rule because they are so good at set plays, probably the best we've ever seen. They might. But it must be a concern for Arteta that he's got this abundance of talent in forward areas and can't seem to get the creative element to them to score the goals. It's becoming... No goals against Forest, no goals against Liverpool. They had an own goal today in a set play. It's got to get better.
Arsenal then looking to improve as they push for that Premier League title. For Manchester United, it's just a second game under Michael Carrick, and yet we're starting to see some kind of shoots of recovery from them. And Bruno Fernandes right at the front of that, Danny.
Well, he's a phenomenal player, but he wasn't the only one. Senior players like Maguire, Casemiro and Mbeumo's led the line twice now beautifully, you know, done really well, like really comfortable with it. Martinez is back in there, the keeper's settled in. But they look happier. Their body language is good. They all want the ball. They're all the plaudits because he's just that little bit above in terms of his levels and his game management. Superb.
And the other person who's getting a lot of plaudits is Michael Carrick. Players are always going to praise a new manager because they want to get on the right side of him. But Matheus Cunha absolutely glowing in his praise of Carrick. Lisandro Martinez has already posted on social media talking about the work that Carrick and his backroom team do as well. You know him. What's he been doing to get this performance out of Manchester United?
I think a level of calmness, I think, which hasn't been there, I think, for quite a while now. And I think when you look at Michael Carrick, you think he's a quiet lad, and he studied the game, he understands the game, and he's gone into that job and knowing it's a difficult job to do. But what he's done, he's brought the basics back to Manchester United, and players working hard, you know, players getting behind the ball, they're running for each other, they're working together for each other, and they're more confident. And certainly after the last weekend's win, they're more confident. So I actually seen him on Saturday morning, and he said to me he had to stop training. The training was that good. He wanted to try and bottle it up and make sure they had that performance for the game the following day, which obviously we seen we did. But I think he's done superb, and I'm absolutely delighted for him.
I think one part of that, though, must be, and you can tell me better, but he must be communicating with the players better in terms of freeing them up. Because when I talk about body language, players being more confident on the ball, that comes from your leader giving you that freedom. And maybe before it was more rigid in that Amarin system, we don't know. But is he a good communicator in that respect?
Oh, unbelievable communicator. And I think for the best managers, what you need to do is make sure every player, as you said about Cunha, every player is happy and wants to play for you. And I think the last 2 weeks have really shown that. And Cunha's come off the bench twice, and he's had the impact of his assist for Mason Mount, and obviously his winning goal today. So his communication will have been spot on. No
Because
doubt.
the question about Manchester United has always been, how good is this squad? How good are the players that Manchester United have at their disposal? And you can see the difference that those sort of intangible things like confidence, like belief, can do to a squad. And that's almost the hardest job for a manager. And you can go in and you can work on set pieces, or you can work on certain tactics or shape, but confidence seems to be the hardest one.
Yeah, confidence, but he's give belief into that group of players, I think. Sometimes with young coaches, and I think with Ruben Amorim when he was at the time, sometimes coaches are guilty of overcomplicating things and
too much information.
trying to give the players too much information. Yeah. I think what Michael's done, he's gone in and he's given them not so much information, but actually just reminds them the basics, what I spoke about before, of making sure you do that right. And then they have got good players in there who can win games.
Dorgu's the best example of that.